many times have you heard this? Accountants in France cost a fortune. You can't afford to leave the micro, or maybe only just to move up to the full-size entreprise individuelle. But you can forget about a limited company because it will cost you thousands to set up. And then it will cost you 3,000 euros a year in accountancy fees. 3,000 euros a year. When I first heard that a few months ago, I thought it was absolutely astronomical. And since then, I've heard it over and over again. So I guess that there are really accountants out there charging 3,000 euros a year. And it's been repeated so often. Now everybody just takes it for granted. But you know what? Today, I'm going to bust that wide open. Welcome back to this channel, or welcome if you haven't been here before. Accountants seem to be a huge problem for people in France. Unhelpful, unresponsive, but mostly cost a fortune. To the point where you may know that you would be better off with a limited company, and especially if you've been watching these videos, then you've probably come to that conclusion. But the only reason you have not taken that step is because you've been told it's so expensive. You just couldn't possibly do it. It's too expensive. It's prohibitively expensive. But if that wasn't the case, how would you feel? If you could find the accountant of your dreams, helpful, responsive, inexpensive, would you do it then? Would you take the leap? Now look, if you're anything like me, then you're probably allergic to a hard sell. So I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you who these people are and why I personally like them as much as I do. And then it's up to you. You can decide if you're interested or not. Okay? They're no secret. Some of you already know them, and with good reason, because quite soon they will be the leading chartered accountants in France. With over 16,000 clients, they are dogs, and over 1,000 Google reviews give them 4.3 stars. Now, I'm going to tell you why I like dogs. They are generous with their advice. Who has not complained about accountants who only give you information when you've asked the exact question that you need to ask to get that particular piece of information? And if you don't know that you need to ask the question, then you will never get that piece of information. Well, that is the exact opposite of how things work at Dogs, because they are so generous with their information. Sometimes there's a little bit too much to take in. And why do they do that? Well, because your success is their success, right? So that was the first thing that I noticed about them. Their prices are more than reasonable. Anybody who's been putting off moving out of a micro or moving into a limited company just because you think you can't afford it, I'm going to take that away from you now, because for as little as 150 euros, Dogs can set up your limited company. Now I'm going to say from 150 euros, because it's not always exactly 150 euros. If you need to put an advert in a journal, that's going to cost extra. But writing the statutes, registering the company, cabis in hand, 150 euros can do the job. Well, for 129 euros a month, you have access to the pack Exclusivité, which for anybody who's a little bit nervous of dealing with an online accountant and who prefers a more kind of direct contact, this pack includes unlimited contact by chat, by email, by telephone. Whatever you want, you can get in touch at any time with any question and be sure of having a rapid answer, which I'll get to in a second. You'll also have scheduled meetings every quarter that are there to optimize your business, to iron out any wrinkles, to anticipate any coming problems, as well as obviously taking care of all of your accounting requirements, including VAT declarations and obviously all of your end of year accounts and tax declarations. And at 129 euros a month, that comes in at literally half of the 3,000 euros that you have previously been quoted. That is the most expensive pack. They also have other packages which allow you more independence and are much less expensive than that one. So I don't think we can complain about the prices. You can see a link at the bottom of the screen now, and that link is also in the description box. I'm going to explain it to you in a second, but in the meantime, let's move on to number reactivity. Who hasn't had enough of accountants who you can never get hold of, who never answer the phone, who never reply to your emails? It's annoying. We all know it's annoying. So just to demonstrate exactly how reactive they are, I'm going to give you this story from my own personal experience. The first time I contacted Dogs, I sent them an email. And I sent it on a Sunday morning because, to be honest, I was a little bit nervous about it. And I thought, if I send it now, then I can forget about it for a while because I'm not going to hear anything back from them until at least tomorrow morning. And you know what? The founder of the whole firm, Patrick Maurice, who you may well meet on this channel quite soon, emailed me back the same day, a Sunday afternoon. And he said, Lisa, I'm interested. When can we talk? So we set up a time and I said, Patrick, there is a huge community of English-speaking entrepreneurs in France. Can you serve them? And he said to me, I will build a team to be able to serve them. And when I've done it, I'll get back to you and I'll let you know. So he didn't want to just say yes and then not be able to deliver. He really made sure that they have the people in place to be able to advise you in English so that you can feel confident and comfortable with all of the decisions that you're making. So that was pretty impressive. Then I said, Patrick, can you give me something else as an extra incentive to them? And he said, yes, I can. So normally we give 1 month free to new clients so that they can test the system and see if they're happy with it. But for you, for anybody who comes through your community, they will get 2 months free with us. So that's what the link is at the bottom. You need to use that link if you want to access your 2 months free. And that's the case whichever package you choose, whether you choose the 129 euros a month exclusivity or whether you choose the essential package, which comes in at 49 euros a month. Now, if you can find any other accountant in France with that level of reactivity and commercial sense, then I want you to tell me who they are, but I don't think that they exist. Easy to use accounts package. Okay, this is a package that dogs have built themselves. Obviously it's approved, it's incredibly intuitive. You can download it as an app on your phone, and at any point you can consult your accounts and see exactly in the current year how much profit or loss you have made. It's always up to date. So you can imagine that that makes planning ahead a piece of cake. Quality of advice. So within the next few years, nobody's going to need an actual person to do their accounts for them. It's all going to be done by artificial intelligence, and any accountant who hasn't realized that is going to get left behind. Now, dogs have realized that. What they understand is that the quality of advice that you can give is the real value that you can provide to a client. But if my 5 reasons aren't enough to convince you, then I would only suggest that these 1,000 Google opinions are unlikely to all be wrong. Yes, for complete transparency, I will get a small commission for each new client that I introduce. But if you want me to carry on making useful and helpful videos for free, which I would like to do, I do need to earn some money from somewhere. I'm happy that the money is coming from a big company that has the budget to pay me, and not from small businesses like yours who need to count your pennies and spend them wisely. I'm also 100% confident in the quality of service that you will get. Now remember, in this video we talked about taking control in 2024, making sure that we're in the right business structure and with the right tax regime. So now I am super happy to not only just be able to explain that to you, but also give you the tools to go ahead and do it. So if you know that you need to take the next step with your business and you don't want to ruin yourself with accountancy fees, then click on the link in the description, contact Dogs, and make 2024 your year for growth and evolution. Our next video is going to be about how your business can pay you rent. It will be out in the next few days. If you have a subject that you would like me to deal with, then you can leave a comment below, or you can contact me on my Facebook page, which is down here, Lisa Clapisson, the ABC of accounting. If you haven't subscribed yet, then don't forget to do that, and I'll see you again very soon.